Yeah, let's get into all of this. Psychosexual is the new project, and I'm super excited for the project. I'm excited for you. You reached out to me, and I went back to my email. You reached out to me almost a year ago to the day. It was April 24, and you sent me what was it? Let the Sin Begin, I believe it was. And I played it and the whole thing, and loved it immediately. Saw the video, everything was great. I'm like, this is right up my alley. And this was before the big push. So I've kind of been, touting you guys. I've been talking about you guys for at least a year now, and telling people that this thing is going to come up and you guys are going to be blown away. So what kind of reaction are you getting right now from people now that it's been, this long?
We decided to kind of relaunch the project because the first album we made real fast and just kind of threw it out on Spotify, no promotion, little to no promotion. And then we kept writing because the pandemic was happening. No, there was no shows to be played or anything. So Devil from Hell happened. And I was like, oh man, that's the song that should have been first right there. And I'm like, this thing's so new. Let's just start over. So we pulled that old stuff and we're relaunching with Devil from Hell. I'll bring back that music in some form down the road probably, but I thought Devil from Hell needed to be the introductory thing since I was going to do a proper push this time. And the reaction has been really positive so far.
Yeah, I did notice that it was pulled from the streaming services and stuff like that. It was Torch the Faith, right? Is what the album was called. So would you consider it now a demo instead of the actual, like, an album now, or would you go back to that? Or
I'll take some of those songs from that record and use them down the road in another form, some way.
yeah.
Just right now, we're evolving. We've been recording nonstop, and actually, we're just completing album 5. That's how much we've been working. So
What?
yeah, like that.
Wow.
Yeah, we work 5 days a week. Like you can't tour, so all we do is go to the
Yeah.
studio, and we love it. It's been a real blessing in one way, even though the pandemic's a horrible thing. It's forced people to kind of woodshed and get things done that they may have stretched out to longer periods of time had the pandemic not forced it upon them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we've,
because had
but
you gone without the pandemic and tried to do the thing, you wouldn't have been afforded what you're at now, right? So that's awesome. Tell me about the guys that you are working with. What can you tell me about those guys, about your band?
they're real talented guys. They're Vegas guys. We all live here in Vegas. The guitar player and I have known each other for years, and then he knew the other two guys. He's like, I have the bass player and the drummer. So we brought them in. Personality wise, great fit, good players, willing to wear the mask.
Yeah.
I'm like, how weird is it going to be for you to drum with the mask? And they're like, no problem. It's fun. They're into it. They believe in it.
Yeah.
So that's a good positive. It's tough to find people with the same vision that get their roles that are positive. There's a lot of boxes that need to be checked, and we're real fortunate. This is a fun band. Everyone gets along, and I think once we get to be locked in a tube and a bus traveling across the world together, it's going to be fine because that's when it gets real. It's real. Right now, you say, "Hey, dude, what's up?" You work for a couple hours, then you go home, and you're on your couch away from. That's how most people's jobs are. They don't get in a bus with their coworkers and travel around the world together. They go home to their own place. So it's important to have the right people around
Let,
you.
let's kind of go back, because we know you left 5 FDP in, I think it was late 2019. Was that when it was? Somewhere
Late
around there.
2018.
18, right. And then you got into this project. People don't really associate what you're doing now with what you were doing then. Was that the exact reason that you left, or was it, what was the catalyst that got you out and into doing this project? What was that spark?
I was having very bad back problems, like degenerative discs, and it made it tough for me to do the intense drumming, the double bass stuff every night. We were headlining arenas, so we were playing long sets, and my body was just breaking down because I'm older, and there comes a time when athletes reach that point in their career where their body's not doing it like it used to. It's still working there, but not in the body. And it's frustrating. I wasn't getting the joy out of it anymore because I couldn't pull off the things that I was able to do earlier when I was younger and more physically fit and not broken. So I knew the timing was right. And I'm like, I need to step off this train. It's not slowing down anytime soon. And I got to get myself right. And, being in something about 14 years, no matter what it is, you get burnout. That's just natural. So I needed to kind of reset the counter, clear my head, revamp everything. I got an intense back surgery. That was a long recovery period. And I was kind of depressed through that because I was immobilized. And, when you can't even put on your sock, it's a bummer, man. So, but now my back's working good. I don't feel like I want to drum though. I mean, I did so much of that and I got to experience it on the highest level that you can pretty much experience it. So I'm real grateful that I got to do it. And, but I'm really excited to have this new project where I get to do a different role and it's new stimulations. It's exciting.
Well, how did it become so theatrical? Again, you weren't known for that. Where did this come from, this idea?
Well, I mean, even towards the end of Death Punch, I was painting up as a skeleton and wearing skeleton suits. So I was always trying to get it as close to Kiss as we could make it, because that was my favorite band.
Mine too.
And it's like, I miss theatrical rock. I like King Diamond. I like Kiss. I like Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson, Ghost. To me, if you're going to go see a show, it needs to be a huge spectacle and an event. And that's what we want to do with this. And dressing up as characters, it opens the whole fantasy world of possibilities, which is, there's no rules when you're a character, really. So it's kind of fun, man. And to do the devil thing, it's like, I'd never seen a devil frontman. That's why I chose it, because I'm like, what is this voice supposed to be? What's he going to look like? I don't want to stand up there like myself and just wear black jeans, a black t-shirt, and everybody syncopated headbangs at the same time. Sure. That's cool, but we've seen it a million times. I want to see a show, a theatrical experience. So that's why, we're dressing up like this. It's supposed to put the fun back into rock and roll. I think it's been missing for a while.
Yeah, I'm feeling it for sure. And for those who don't know, the character is Devil Daddy. How did that name come up? Where did that come from?
Well, I didn't want to name it something that was like a really dark, evil name, because that's not really the kind of band we are. It's more of like, Devil Daddy is the king of debauchery, man. He's the ringleader of all the stuff you're not supposed to do. And it's all in good fun. So I wanted to make it more lighthearted that way. I do put a lot of effort into dressing up as that character. I mean, it's very involved makeup and prosthetic work. It takes a long time. And I think we've achieved something cool. Like the first time we tried it, it took about 6 hours to get it on. And I'm like, I can't do this. I'll never be able to do this. It's like Jim Carrey and the Grinch every day sitting in the makeup chair. So we cut corners, figured out how to do things along the way. And now I have it down to like slightly over an hour, that's still long, but that's tolerable,
Yeah, that's still how long Kiss takes to put on their whole regalia, and it gets you into that thing, right? Like when you're doing it, you're starting to feel it, and kind of become that character type thing, right?
As soon as it's on, the switch flips, and you're just like, it's fun, man. You get to just be whatever, it's really cool. And I've enjoyed all the video stuff we've done. We did a live stream show once, which was weird because you would finish performing a song and then there's like 4 crew guys in there and they go,
yeah.
And you're like, but you have to act like you're in an arena because you're on the internet. So that was weird. And that was our first show. And I'd never done anything like that before, but I can't wait to tour properly. Like every other band, everyone's just chomping at the bit to get back out there, which, as soon as we're allowed, we'll be out there in some form. We're in talks of doing some things now and some one-off shows even. So things will be happening, but first and foremost, Devil from Hell is the new single, and we're trying to get the word spread about that. And then the album's coming out next month, May 14th.
And what's the title of the album? Is that a self-titled album, or what is it?
No, man, you're gonna dig this. It's called Unholy Hymns for the Children.
I do dig that. That's right up my alley, man. I love it.
So
I
cool.
love that stuff. So you're talking about touring and all this kind of stuff. And the cool thing is that everybody's sort of at the starting gate at the same place, and you kind of get to come up with everybody else now, because you're not fighting for any territory. You're not trying to maneuver around anything. And that's a really cool place to be. And with the album coming out and everything, it seems like this timing could not be more perfect for you guys, and it's got to be so exciting. I mean, you couldn't have planned it better.
It is really exciting, and I think that people are so starved for live entertainment that this kind of band will be a lot of fun, because it is going to be a spectacle, and it's going to be something like, whoa, dude, we haven't seen this. This is cool. And they're just going to be in a party headspace because they've been cooped up so long and not able to see shows live. And now they're going to come out and see this, and as well as all their favorite bands that they've seen before. But I think this will be new and refreshing and something different for people. And but we'll play anywhere or any size stage. We have to earn our stripes like any new band. It's not like we're going to come out and headline arenas. You know, I'm not under any delusion of that. You know, we got to start from the beginning and baby steps. But I just can't wait. It doesn't matter what the stage size is, what the venue is, as long as they'll have us, we'll play there.
Well, let's talk about musically, because, I did an interview with Tobias Forge a couple of years ago, and I asked him, I said, there's a lot of bands that have come out that have been very theatrical, but something didn't lock with people and they just failed. And I said, well, what was it? And he said, well, the key is the music. If you can listen to the music and not be looking at the band and still enjoy it, then that's the key to the whole thing. And that was 100% with you. I'm listening to the music, and I've described it to people as hellbilly is kind of what I've described. I don't know if that's what, how you look at it, but that's kind of the vibe that I get. How did you develop the style? How did you decide this is what it's going to be?
Well, I mean, certainly Devil from Hell is only one style of a song that's on the record. It's kind of all over the map. Like there's some goth moments, there's some poppier moments, and there's even heavier moments. So we kind of just want to do whatever we're feeling. And it's pretty eclectic. Devil from Hell, I would say, is hellbilly. That's a good way to describe it. But it's not all like that. So if you dig that and expect all of it to be that, it won't be. But, we want to take people all over the journey, man, and make it. I don't want 10 songs of the same thing. I get bored of that. There's some bands that works great for them. AC/DC's made the same record for 40 years and I love every one of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I just want to do slightly different things, and albums and songs are just like snapshots in time. It's like what you're thinking at that particular moment, and then you move on. So it's going to change. I want to evolve. I want it to be different. I don't want it to all be the same thing. So if you heard some of this Torch the Face stuff and didn't like it, or liked it, some of it will be like that, some of it won't. But we're constantly evolving and doing different things. Like I said, we've just completed album 5, and it sounds nothing like album 1, and I love it. To me, that's stimulating and exciting. And my favorite artists did that too, like Prince and Bowie. They changed from every record. You thought, cool, we're getting Purple Rain too, and then he would just chuck that aside and he came out with the weird psychedelic record and chopped his hair off and wore this blue suit. And I thought that was so cool, So it's like, there's no rules. We just do what we want when we want to do it.
Well, you're talking ahead, 5 albums ahead already. Is any of it concept type stuff?
There is a record that is kind of close to a concept thing. It's kind of our psychedelic trippy record. I love that record. That'll probably be record 3, I think. My goal was to release 2 albums a year, like Kiss used to do in the 70s, once every 6 months. People aren't doing that these days. They're doing singles, or they're doing their normal album every 2 years because we have to tour. The pandemic, coming back to that, has been a blessing because it's allowed us to get all these records done, and we're still going until we can tour. So then we can really focus on touring with no interruption. Or if we want to take a break, we don't have to race right back into a studio, because, in Five Finger, it was tour, make a record, tour, make a record. There was minimal breaks. That's how you get burnt out. I don't want to do that. I want to do it. I want to focus on we're touring. There's no thought about pressure of a follow-up record or we have to be in the studio at a certain date. It's we tour until we're burnt and then we go home and we sit on our couch or we go to the Bahamas or whatever we want to do. It's not like we got to get back in the studio. So that's a refreshing, different thing, you know, from my previous experiences.
Yeah, 100%. Are you the chief songwriter or is it a collaborative effort? How is this working out?
The guitar player and I write all the songs. Yeah, I write all the lyrics and melodies, and you know he's the music guy. So we work great together. It's real fast and painless, and it just clicks. And sometimes you try to make things work with people and write songs and it doesn't click and it's obvious, but when it works, it's so great. It's just, it makes it fun. It's like, I'm not going to work. I'm going to do something that I love to do because it's fun. And I know it's not going to be painful.
Well, I can't wait till you guys get out on the road. I've got to see this. I've seen a couple of videos. I've got to see what this is live. So I'm super stoked for you. I'm super stoked to see all this. Can't wait for the whole album to come out. Again, give me that title again for the album.
It's called Unholy Hymns for the Children, May 14th.
May 14, man. Jeremy Spencer, so awesome to see you. So glad you're feeling better and back at it, and can't wait to see you guys out on the road. And we're definitely going to be keeping tabs on what you guys are doing.
Cool, man. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. You too. Take care.
All right. See ya.